My name is Jade. I'm from MEITU Technology as a top one beauty and selfie application in China. Just a quick survey here. Anyone have ever heard about MEITU application? Beauty Plus, Makeup Plus, MEIPI? Okay, great. I think there's a bit of culture difference here because if I ask this question in China, I'm pretty sure that all the women will raise their hands because even one application developed by ourselves have 700 million users in China. So basically, we exist in every female's phones. And my grandfather, I don't know why. Okay. I'm going to share some interesting photos, which is called the 4 New Unbelievables of Asia, which is Korean plastic surgery, Thai transgender, Japanese makeup, and Chinese MEITU. So there is something in common here that people having their own approach to look like what they are willing to, they hope they can look. So comparing to the others, ways, I'm sure a free application is much easier. So the key takeaway from my presentation is that do not trust an image of an Asian woman on Tinder or any, Just to show you a quick video, this video went viral several years back. This woman, she's a comedian. Her look is not seen as the most appealing look to Chinese. However, someone using the MEITU application to retouch her photo. Well, of course, this person is very pro, but most of the Chinese consumer doesn't use these many functions to edit the face. But just to show you the power of this application, as you can see, as a simplified Photoshop to your face. And you can also do the same changes to your body. You can make your arms slimmer, legs longer, and basically everything you're willing to achieve. So this is a highlight. And you can also use the same function to remove your dark circles. This is a function can make your legs longer, but you can also adjust the proportion to your face. You can also enlarge your eyes. Now he's opened another application which is also developed by MEITU that allow you to try on makeup virtually. And they even change the color of the eyes. So now it's the before and after. So now you know you shouldn't trust any images on the line, right? Our application is installed on 1.5 billion devices worldwide. If you don't have any idea of what that means, more than half of the photos shared on China mainstream social medias are processed by MEITU. So I think it becomes a culture that everyone will do some retouch to the photos before sharing on social media. It's just someone go really extreme, but some people will keep it natural, but everyone will do it. Even in group photos, you can edit the face one by one. Yeah, and we're also one of the top 8 iOS app developers in the world. So we talk about influencers early on, and I think when the whole thing started in China, they were all like pretty girls. Like there's something in common in their looks, right? By the way, they're all different people there, but you can see something in common. A very fair, pale skin, very sharp chin, big eyes, and nowadays it's even popular that if you got a kind of like mixed look to it, like people like Angelababy, she's quarter Germany. She's also the ambassador of MEITU. She's the picture that many people will show to the doctor before the plastic surgery. So she's the one that everyone wants to become. But however, recently we noticed that the trend that people do want to look more natural. There was a time that when you think about influencer or MEITU, there was a negative things to it because it means over editing. But nowadays, of course, the influencers, there are more and more and different type of influencers as well. And many of them, they actually dare to remove the filter and remove their makeup in front of the camera during live streaming, that people are more open to share how they originally look like. And we do see the trend is that more people want to look the way they are, but with just a tiny bit of retouching through the application. Yeah, so we already talked about the Korean waves, and of course, these are the inspirations, Korea, K-drama, K-pop, and probably earlier from Japan is basically the manga and a lot of Japanese fashion magazines. But nowadays, of course, the Western influence came in as well. For example, probably a few years back, Chinese women doesn't really work out. They don't want to have muscles. But now, looking at the Victoria's Secret angels, they think it's very sexy, very tan and healthy. Now many women go to gym and train the abs as well. But this is only happening very recently. And also, top model Liu Wen, she's not really seen as a classic beauty of China because her eyes is we consider it small. She doesn't have a very double eyelids, you know, like the Westerners, and also she's somewhat tan, and she also have a very sharp cheekbones, which Chinese people don't really want to. So if you can make a guess, you know, the least important step of makeup to a Chinese, I would just let you know the answer is actually a highlight and contour, which is very different from the West, right? In West, like some people even cry because of the highlight, it's too beautiful. But in China, we don't do that because we don't want to emphasize our cheekbone. The only place we put our contour is along the jawline to make our face slimmer and sharper. So, and this kind of idea has not been changed since 1,000 years ago, because China or Japanese and Korea, they always prefer to have very fair skin, long, straight black hair, big eyes, small mouths. So nobody really do the lip liner thing to make their lips even bigger. So, and now I think the selfie thing is very Asian, but we do see this going globally now. I see a lot of like Western YouTubers talking about how to create a great selfie, how to apply makeup that looks good on the camera, and also this kind of very kawaii, cute style, originally from Korea, Japan, has also kind of went viral in the Western countries, especially the few images in the middle. This effect is actually developed by MEITU application, that one day someone just make fun of these people using the app, and we went viral without even planning it. So, and also this kind of animal kind of filters, similar to Snapchat, but what is different is that the Asian application will do more of a beautification on the skin, where Snapchat doesn't do much to your, it's just it's more for fun, but for Asian that they want to look pretty and cute at the same time. So, as a company that developed a tool or editing tool with like a few hundred millions of users, what we'll do next is first going global, and then, of course, build the community amount of users. So, these are the, I think WeChat and Weibo we already know is the main social media channels in China. However, last year, there's so many, this kind of short video community came out. Some of them didn't start it last year. However, I think last year, like, there was a very tough competition between all these platforms. Then on top of it, MEIPI is also a short video community that is developed by MEITU company. So apart from all this photo video editing tool, we also own our own community. But what differentiate us from the rest of the platform is that we're very female focused. So 70% of users on MEIPI channels are females and young females, of course. So there's something common among all these applications that when we said short video community, there are basically two formats. So one is short video and one is live streaming. Some application is focused on live streaming. However, I will just share more about the MEIPI that my company developed, that we have both formats exist in this platform. If I have compared this to YouTube, I would say in China, a KOL, it's just easier to share content because it has very low barriers to entry. Like there's already a tool embedded in the application that allow you to do the editing, and it connect a lot of effects with background music, and of course there's some beauty filter thing, so you can't trust a video as well now. There are different formats. Some are 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 60 seconds, 5 minutes, but the best duration for a video is 15 seconds, which means the Chinese audience now don't really have much patience. They're just here for entertaining purpose, and you have to grab their attention within 15 seconds. And also, it's very engaging. Apart from the very basic likes, comment, and shares, they're also like sending virtual gift. You know, a lot of KOLs make a lot of money from this gift. And there's a very new format recently just happening this year is that the platform will ask them, they will ask the host to hold the live streaming and then ask a question. For example, what's the capital of France? And you just answer Paris. And there will be like 20 questions. And those who can answer it all correct, they will split the money from as a prize from the platform, and the money is about like 2 million RMBs, but it will be given to so many people. So one people probably only get a few dollars, but it's just very cheap ways for the platform to get more traffic and gain more users. So which is a very new way of user acquisition nowadays in China. And of course, Red Pocket during the Chinese New Year is also another way to attract users that giving vouchers and some cashbacks. And if you compare to the content to the YouTube videos, I think what is really important here is that it has to be real. Just to share a very interesting examples I have is that I used to chat with a model, the head of a model agency based in Europe, and this person, he has a lot of like great profile of top models, both male and female. So the agency actually guide them on what kind of content to be shared on Instagram. Some models, the data has shown their left face have more engagement when they're showing the right side of the face. And especially for the male, most of them like looking really sexy, topless. And they're trying to do the same thing and share on the MEIPI, the China platform, which didn't work so well. And somehow there's not much of reaction from the crowd, but there's just one video get really high engagement. It's so random that this model, he's drinking a juice, and then all of a sudden a cat came into the screen, and he was like kind of like petting the cat, and the whole thing is less than 15 seconds. And then the women are crazy. Like the comments is like, oh, he's so cute, he's drinking juice. Oh, his hand is beautiful. And oh, he's so sweet to the cats. Like, so then you know, it's like totally different perspective from a Western audience. And also if you look at those like screenshots, and many people are just filming at their home with a very messy background. There's no much of editing because it's only 15 seconds anyway. So, but the Chinese audience, they don't care. Like they don't really care about the quality of video. Like you don't need to have a very professional lighting or backdrop or very pro like editing. But you just have to be yourself in a Chinese platform, which makes things very much easier. And just examples of how brand or influencers could grow on this kind of platform, just to have these examples from Victoria's Secret. They did a show last year in Shanghai. So before the show, they created a channel on MEITU under Victoria's Secret. And what they did, we call it the preheating. They start to upload videos that the Victoria's Secret Angel is working out, like the training videos, and we create a hashtag called Train Like an Angel. And they encourage that the users on MEITU platform can also share the videos while they're working out using this hashtag. So it's pretty much similar to Instagram, that all the videos with this hashtag will appear on the same page. And also, of course, there will be live streaming during the show at the backstage, and also their flagship store opening in Shanghai. And while they interview the models, and you will see the product that is mentioned will show up, and it will go straight to the e-commerce landing page, which is Tmall. But while you go to the page, you can see that screen is getting smaller there, so it didn't stop you from watching the video, because Chinese users, they just purchase immediately, and you can still go back watching your videos. And another example is for influencer. Her name is Honey CC. She's one of the top influencers we have on MEITU. So she used to be a dance teacher, and she shared a lot of lifestyle content, and also some makeup stuff. And like most of the influencers, how they make money in China is that they have their own stores on Taobao. So what's crazy about her is that because she's a dance teacher, there was one video, she's about to sell her own pants, like jeans, and she asked she herself dancing in this pants, and also invite several friends, probably other influencers in different size and gender, also dancing in the same pants. And that video got her sold 30,000 pants within a week. Just because of one video with almost no cost for her. Actually, MEITU company, we develop a lot of applications. Most of them are very focused on video and photo editing, and then we have the community. And early last year, we start to go into e-commerce, which is called MEITU Beauty. It's an M icon there. So we only sell like beauty product because we think it's very natural for us to go into this direction, since we already have like all the women as our users already. It's a very low cost for us to get the traffic. But what is unique about this platform is that because we're so specialized in photo editing, and also we have a very good technology in terms of face recognition. So we have this function called skin analysis, that you take a photo using the back camera, use your phone with flash to make sure the picture is HD enough, and then it will show the skin condition of you. So it can detect, for example, whether your T-zone is shining, whether you have lines, you have any dark spots and things like that. Like, you might question how accurate this might is, but actually if you go visit a dermatologist, this person also judge your condition based on his eyes. So for us, as long as this camera is HD enough, and we do like machine learnings and all this AI technology, we're able to make it almost like 95% of accurate of the result. And then, of course, based on this report, the relevant product will be suggested to our users. And this is just an example. For example, when we get this image of this image, and through the deep learning, we will know this is more like a mole instead of an acne or a bricked out. So what is behind this? Because we have a lab that doing all the research, working on face recognition. Of course, you can imagine, because we have so many users, we process like billions of photos every week. So we have enough data to train a machine to make it as accurate as possible. So we think we're pretty much conquered China. So in 2016, we started to go globally. And we have carefully chosen the product that we think might have a potential of going global. So one is called Beauty Plus. It's the one that do very soft, natural editing to your face. And the second one is Makeup Plus. It applies makeup on you virtually that you can try on different kind of product. Even you can dye your hair virtually. And the last one is our first application, MEITU. So this was the picture that went viral at that moment. Someone is making fun of Donald Trump using our application. And I still remember there's a line, the news headlines called "How to Kill Your Idol with Cuteness." So, yeah. And so, of course, what we have done to go global is that we have worked with a lot of the industrial leaders, including Lisa Eldridge, the makeup artist, Nikki from Nikki Tutorials, and Pony from a very influential, a big influencer from Korea, and also many others from Thailand, from Japan. We guess we're still very much focused in Asia right now because the user behaviors are very similar, but we are also expanding US and Europe right now. Okay. This is just a few brands that we are working right now, but there's actually more on the list. But I will go deeper into the beauty industry in the next shop in 5 minutes. Thank you.